Resident Evil 0. How we doing, boys and girls? Your boy Marcus over here, 18205. The numbers after the name after the number, the name before the numbers, depending on how you want. But I want to phrase that how you want to look at it over here. Resident Evil 0, the final boss here, the final venture, the final big life issue assessment going on over here. Playing the remastered edition that they released over here for the Xbox One, there's new generation console, and hell, they probably released it for the PS3 and the Xbox 360 if memory serves me correct. I ended up giving this game an 8 out of 10. I think it's, I don't know if it gets necessarily a bad rap. I mean, it's not really that great of a game. I think it's probably the weakest, but I haven't played Resident Evil 3. That's kind of the one that I'm missing over there. If I had to pick a Resident Evil, I guess that I'm not as familiar with. But I'm kind of okay with missing it. I don't think I'd fully enjoy it, honestly. At least how people portray it. I'm not sure if it's accurate how people portray it, but the fact that Nemesis is coming after you the whole time, I'm kind of like, hey, I don't really need that kind of stress in my life with some big monster tyrant guy, full of TG, X, and Z viruses coming at me like that. I'm a simple guy, I'm okay with just spreading some love and occasionally run into a Crimson Head, that being the scariest thing. That I'm alright with that. I'm a fan of that kind of stuff. I don't need this whole tension every single step I take kind of thing. Even though Resident Evil 0 has that in a certain extent, in terms of obviously resource management, which is I think one of the most kind of underrated parts of the game. And underrated, if you don't like it, you're not gonna like it. But if you do like that kind of stuff, you'll definitely enjoy. And it's part of the Resident Evil fabric. Is be scared a little bit. Play it at night, obviously. Be scared a little bit. Watch out your bullets. Watch out your healing items. There's not gonna be a lot of them. Gauge when to save on the typewriter. That kind of stuff is what made crazy puzzles. Wild story. That's what made Resident Evil what it was. The cryptic lore, not really knowing what you're doing, tofu guys, hunk, all this other extra stuff that you kind of add on if you did like wild stuff. Beat the game without saving, that kind of nonsense, Because Resident Evil 0, you could beat this. It took me, I think it might have taken me from 5 to 6 hours to beat it. I don't know if I still have the stat screen, but maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I'll post it up again on Twitter or something. It took me like 5 to 6 hours to beat. Let's throw that out there that way. I'm sure you could probably speedrun it in like 90 minutes, man, or even like 2 hours at times. Like I'm highly confident about that. When I went there and I kind of thought back to it, it had gotten kind of not that great reviews Resident Evil 0 when it came out. I think it's a little bit unfair, For me, it was really cool because it gave me a little different perspective from Resident Evil 1. So Resident Evil 1, you go in the mansion and all that kind of stuff. Resident Evil's a prequel, so we see what happens before the mansion, leading up to those events. The stuff in the mansion is different, so I always thought that was cool. Train sequence to me was pretty cool. After that, the lab and stuff, that was alright. And I can understand where you could say that all the animal bosses are kind of whack and, big bat, blah, 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 but I ain't buying that. Let me tell you the story of the big bat, though, in this game. Oh, my goodness. So you could kind of pick which character you send in there. I didn't realize it at the time, but one character has to stay outside and hold the tile to open up the door, and the other one goes in and has to fight the bat. I didn't know that, so I just went in with Rebecca, who was actually pretty hurt. And by pretty hurt, I mean she was on danger. So I saved in there, and when you come out, it automatically spawns this bat. I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, and I think either you get the grenade launcher there or you get grenade launcher ammo. I think you might get grenade launcher ammo, actually, there. So I had that on me. Come out, see this bat, I'm like, oh man, I'm at the class this bat, maybe I'll have a hit on me, whatever. Shoot it a bunch of times with a grenade launcher, don't really know if I'm hitting it or not, kind of doesn't seem to care much about it. And then the bat just swipes after me and kills me, and I'm like, oh shit. I was like, I'm down to like blah blah blah. So my options were either I kind of kept trying or I would have to, go back to a save point, but I hadn't saved, honestly, since I'd been in the mansion. I kind of played the mansion all in one sitting and just had it saved, which is cool if you're trying to get like a high score or something. Go ahead and do that. But if you're just trying to beat the game, don't do that. I had an incident where actually when I got to the mansion, I got killed. I had to do the whole train sequence all over. And I banged it out. I did it quick. It was probably the quickest I ever did that train sequence. I knew everything where it was by heart, but I really enjoyed it again. My girl was actually with me at the time. She was watching me play, and she was like, so you got to go back and do all that? I was like, yeah. She's like, all right, I'm going to go watch the TV. I'm like, yeah, I heard you. I was like, I hear you. You don't want to partake in this again. I completely respect you don't want to do part 2 of Resident Evil 0. I'll take care of this myself. Anyway, so I kind of had that decision to make. Do I go and play maybe another hour and a half over again in the mansion, kind of mission part that I don't really enjoy? Or do I keep fighting this bat? So I kept fighting him, and after like 20 minutes, I managed to nail a perfect run of this sucker where he didn't even touch me. I killed him. I was so happy. I ran my ass back into the mansion, didn't get touched by anything, thankfully, and saved. And I was like, woo! Resident Evil 0. That's what I'm talking about, man. If I had to rank the Resident Evils, though, man, I'd go 4, which, you know, isn't fully a Resident Evil in terms of the sense of what I'm talking about here with Resident Evil 0, but yeah, it's in the franchise, and it revolutionized how we do a game, and so it definitely gets included over there. Then the original Resident Evil. Then I'd probably put Code Veronica over 2, because I really like Code Veronica. I'd probably go Code Veronica, 2, 0, and I don't know if I'm missing any over there. Hopefully I'm not. Well, 3 I kind of don't put anyway because I haven't played it yet, but so I can't really have an assessment of that. Shouts to my boy Billy right here, keeping it gangster. And then I put 6. 6, you know, 6 I wouldn't even put on the list. 6 I would, if you have 6, just throw it out in the garbage. I don't even know why I still own the copy of 6. It disappoints me every time I look at it, just how bad 6 was. And hey, I'm very curious to see what Capcom's going to do with Resident Evil franchise. It's definitely a franchise that's got a name out there. It's got potential for it. We could do something with it. We could really bring Resident Evil back. But I have a slight feeling that the future of Resident Evil might be going the same way that this building that's coming up over here is going, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. Game's beaten. Your boy Marcos. We outie.